you were talking about your relationship with your husband. Are you the breadwinner? That's what stemmed this conversation. Are you
currently?
You're
yeah.
the breadwinner in the
Absolutely.
relationship, and you're cool with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. And let me see. Hold on, my other note here.
I guess just to make sure, because I'm really intentional, because I think a lot of people, when they hear that, my biggest frustration actually in any social media platform is people trying to demasculate my husband in any way.
100%,
so I think
yeah.
a lot of what you girls are talking about is this lack of like respect. And even though I'm the breadwinner, there's no world in which I don't have like the highest respect for my husband. He's still very masculine. He just doesn't bring in as much money. And to be honest, most of the money I bring in is kind of a team effort, because almost all my business adventures, he's business planning with me.
That's
We're
amazing.
coordinating together. And
That's
so it's like,
that's awesome.
Sure.
I'm
That's what everyone-
I'm bringing all the
team
money
effort.
in,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day,
It's
I
like
wouldn't be here without him.
Partnership.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think
well-
that's a big thing too. Is
Yeah.
it's like I feel bad for, because I have been in a relationship where I'm the breadwinner, and I've known people, women, where they're the breadwinner, and it's like it has nothing to do with masculinity with a guy, but I notice the man feels that way. Whether or not you treat him that way,
I think it happens for
They're the
both,
ones
right?
that-
Because you're
It's-
taking care of everything.
Yeah. Well,
Not
and I
only
think-
are you have the money, you
Yeah.
got the car, you might have the space,
Yeah.
be putting a roof over their head, but you're also grocery shopping and cleaning and doing everything a woman is like
Female
sought
expectations,
after
gender
to do.
roles, yeah.
Yes.
But I also feel like for you, like you guys have like an understanding in your relationship, right? Like he does other things. Like it's not just about money. Like when I said that, it was not about money at all. It was about, I want you to do something.
Yeah.
With
Like,
your
I
life.
don't want you to just sit at home and play games. That is, I don't care about money. If you're literally going and volunteering, I would love that. That would be enough for me
That's
to
sweet.
take
I
care
would've-
of you, pay everything.
Yeah, I would have
blah, blah,
agreed
blah.
2 years
You know
ago
what
with
I
you.
mean?
I would have agreed 2 years ago, because that's exactly what I said. But then I realized the only thing I fucking care about in life is being happy and having a content life. And the reality is, like, I've found that like most men, I think, maybe you guys would agree, is there like a crisis of masculinity going on?
Period.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Sadly.
so
Yeah.
bad, but it's
And I think
because
it's
of our
also because of
generation.
women,
I'd
though.
agree.
I
I'd
think
agree.
a lot of women, we're pressing a lot on, women's rights, women's, like, which we should, but I think it's to the point where now it's okay, like a lot of men are, stepping down and
Right.
feeling emasculated,
And
I feel like men are afraid to be masculine,
Yeah,
because it's also
because
like if you're
they're gonna
masculine,
get
you're red
attacked.
pill.
Yeah,
and it's
right.
Like, there's
That's
So
a very big
Alexa, you
difference between-
said that in previous relationships, you were the breadwinner at one point, but it sounded like
I've had both.
So
in
correct me if
different
I'm wrong, though.
relationships,
You
yeah.
said that you think it's more so on the man's side an issue when the woman out earns. Is that your position?
That was at
It's
least
typically the
issue of
man who
my-
has an issue with a woman out earning him.
Yeah, because I didn't have a problem.
Or is it the
making
case
more
that
than my
women
partner.
become resentful of their partners when they out
James
earn?
No,
on the
I
score, Easy
wasn't
donated.
resentful. So it's
Modest Hikima donated
350, about
$200.
350. Thank you, Modest.
Trash panel.
No, it's a great
Assume
panel. What are you
Thursday
talking
show
about?
BC high caliber guest. No offense, Andrew. Tech PM, your devs hate you if you don't know how to code. Bet. UAE girl, lip filler looks bad. Panel, what is a woman?
You spent $200.
What is
to
a
say
woman?
That.
Someone who has a
Wow.
pussy?
You spent $200 to say that on a trash.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
I feel like
Also, my devs have no problem for the fact that I can't code, because that's what they do. I'm a glorified mom, if anything, and I make sure
So
they
I'm
get
a
their work-
glorified mom.
I make sure they get their work done, and that's how it goes. Because they left on their own, they won't get it done. So
Just to address it, we were originally going to have Michael Knowles on the show, but unfortunately he had to cancel. There's this last minute thing with the Daily Wire, but we are going to reschedule. And I think I announced it. I might have announced it previously, but we are going to reschedule that for a future date. So sometimes just, last minute things, cancellation. So we've had him on the show before. We've had Candace also from the Daily Wire. So we'll get him back on eventually. But yeah. Okay, I forgot where we were. I think I was just addressing your.
yeah.
Did you have something? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to add. I was gonna say. I mean, it kind of goes with he said the what is a woman thing. I feel like you can't really
Oh,
like
yeah, that's
like
right.
okay, when girls say a relationship should be 50-50 or shouldn't, I feel like so many things it kind of goes into like sexuality. It's a preference. Some girls, they know that the way they'll be happy is being in their utmost feminine, being provided for, and there's a man who's gonna enjoy doing that. There's a woman who wants to take care of a man and prefers a submissive man. There's a girl who doesn't mind taking care of a man and he can still be the masculine one. It's like everyone has their own preferences, and then just trying to put other people's relationship in a box kind of just shows you're unhappy with yourself.
Oh, true.
If you Was that directed at the most recent chatter, or?
I mean, I
In
just kind of got
general.
around it. It's just in general, but then when he was saying the what is a woman, it kind of reminded me
Oh.
of that. Because in a similar light, like what being a woman would be different to each woman, what makes them feel like a woman.
Well, since he did ask, we might as well go around the table on this. And I have a ton of questions I still need to I have a dozen questions, but what is a woman?
Oh boy.
He wants to get in. They want to get into it right away.
Wow. So I do believe in God, and I believe that God created man and woman. And I know this is stepping on toes, and just again, everyone has their own opinion. I'm not forcing mine on anyone. This is purely just what I believe.
Does your God think that it's a sin to do OnlyFans?
Are you talking about
We
my
can-
God or our God?
Well,
What
your
God do you believe in?
Well, the God that I believe in thinks that that's a sin.
Okay, I agree with that too. I don't think that God's like looking down at me and being like, "Oh, great job, Nala. That's the daddy I created right there."
So you think that the God that you believe in knows that you're sinning and you're just doing it anyway?
Yeah, but isn't that what sinners do?
Well,
sin.
I mean, I guess, but it's not usually what religious people do. Religious people
I
don't
didn't
usually
claim
go.
to be religious.
But what is religious?
Well, I don't
Having-
understand that.
Well,
Isn't all sin created
Religion is
equal?
different than Christianity. Like, I mean,
Well, that's why I
Christianity is
asked
a
you.
religion,
I asked you what
but having
your
a
God
relationship
was.
with God is different.
Yeah, what's your God though? What is
What's
it?
my God?
Yeah.
The Messiah, the only God.
Yeah, who's that though? What's the nature of this God?
The nature.
Like, is it a Christian God?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the Christian God.
It's not like the Buddha God.
So
or
the Christian
anything.
God has a nature to him, right? And part of the nature is
He
that you-
created nature.
Yeah, but also has a nature. You don't think so?
I mean, I feel like all,
I'm confused by the question. He has a nature of what?
Of being God.
Yes,
so if his
but I
nature,
just claimed that he was God.
Yeah, so, if his nature
what? Uh-huh.
is God, I'm just asking you, you think that the God that you believe in knows that you're sinning, you just do it anyway.
I do, but I feel like everyone's sinning. Are you not a sinner
Do you know
yourself?
what the Faustian deal is?
The Faustian deal. I
Yeah,
don't.
Faustian
Educate
bargain.
me.
Yeah. So Faust was a doctor who made a deal with the devil so that he could have more stuff that he wanted. It was all about him
Mm. Okay.
and his ego and that type of thing. Literally made.
Would
a
you
deal,
rather me deny God?
Literally
Yeah.
made a deal with a demon. Well, you already are.
That's not true.
That's
I mean,
definitely
I
not
also
true.
feel-
It's true.
I mean,
I
It's
just
true.
proclaimed his name. No, just because of what I do does not mean I deny him as my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
So-
if
so-
you
so-
believe what you're doing is
okay,
against
hold
him,
on.
then in a
hold
way.
on. So the original
I-
question is, hold on. The original question is, what is a woman? She's answered it. What about you?
Oh, okay.
Unless you wanted to add anything, but
I'm okay right now.
Okay,
but
go
we'll have
ahead.
some later.
A really shitty documentary by Matt Walsh.
well, okay, but I'm asking
You
the
also want
question:
an
what
answer
is
to
a
it?
woman?
It's kind of like when you look at it, you know what it is, but it's hard to define. So you look at a woman and you're like, yeah, this looks like a woman for the most part. What is a female is obviously like somebody with like XX chromosomes and blah 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 blah.
Okay.
What is a woman is somebody who looks and presents as a woman. And I know a lot of people are like, oh no, it's biology. But let's be honest, no one checked my genitals or my chromosomes before calling me a woman on here. And I didn't check anybody else's chromosomes or genitals before calling them a woman.
So it's how they look like their physical
Present,
appearance?
how they act.
Their performance, yeah.
Yeah, it's how they perform, basically.
Okay.
I believe a woman is both a biological woman that identifies as a woman and a transgender or a transgender woman that identifies as a woman. And I would like to comment on what you said about God made men and women. I think I saw a TikTok or some quotes on TikToks a couple times where it said God created transgenderism for the same reason that he created grapes but not wine. So that the same way that we
that in
created
the
grapes
Bible?
but not wine.
I was
No.
gonna say if we saw it on TikTok, it must be true.
Must be true.
Wait, no,
right?
let her finish.
Must be
Let
true.
her finish her sentence.
Yeah, I'm not even laying down any facts or any biblical
Okay, go ahead,
information,
go
but
ahead.
he created grapes but not wine. He created people that want to create something. So it's so that we as humans can experience the act of creation is why transgenderism exists. And it's not a sin in my opinion.
Can I add something? But would it be a sin if you're kind of changing what God made?
Is it a sin to dye your hair or to get a
Well,
haircut? Or
In the
Well,
Old Testament,
I'm literally just
maybe.
saying,
You think it is?
would it if let's say when God created man and woman, would it be against whatever your religion or God to basically say God made me this way, and I'm changing what God made.
You know, she's
God
talking about it in
also
a
made
nature
you
Are
In
you,
a
distinction.
are you
nature.
religious, by the way?
I am religious.
Are you Muslim?
Yes.
She's talking about a nature distinction.